if there's a black trans person, what is their what's the biggest issue at the moment? Them being black or them being trans?
Being black.
I feel like
Just a quick answer.
For me, what you're doing
Mark just being black.
is
Because you can see that way quicker
but
than
you can
the
also
trans
see
thing.
that someone's trans.
But not from far away. From far away, they're like, that person's black. And then they get a little bit closer. Oh, that person's trans.
If they have great vision, they'll see both at the same time.
Damn it.
What I feel like you're doing.
What does a trans person look like?
What I feel like you're doing is trying to do the which one's worse. Which one's worse? Is it to be black or to be part of the LGBTQ community?
See, it sounds like that I'm not trying to make it that, but I'm trying to make it to where it's like, which one is going to, like, because it's going to come off as which one's worse. It's so hard. Like,
no, because at the heart of it, it's that. Because it's frustrating to see another group get ahead, quote unquote. Easier than black people. So it is a which one's worse because you feel like you have it worse as a black man than someone in the LGBTQ community. And it's upsetting to see somebody else get ahead. So I feel like at the heart of it, at the root of it, it's that because you feel like one isn't as bad as the other.
Man, we've had our second breakthrough 2 episodes in a row. But it's with you today.
He doesn't agree, though. He
I
won't
just-
see it
It'll
like
seep
that.
in.
I just don't.
Because
It'll seep in.
at the root of it, it's that. If not, it would just be like, oh, cool, you getting yours? Good for you. It wouldn't be anything but that.
But that's like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm
But
saying
in
good
this
for
whole
you.
time, how long has it been? You haven't said it once.
Well, because we've never even, like, we haven't gotten to this. Like,
But-
I'm trying to say, like, I want you guys to get everything you get. I'm just saying once something's been accomplished, I just want a little help.
But can you really be there for somebody if at the end of it you're thinking about you? Are you really there for them? If I'm saying, Dwayne, I want you to get this baller-ass job
Right.
because I want you to get a really great apartment
Okay.
because I need somewhere to stay on the weekends. How does that feel for you? Do you feel like I really want you to get that job for you? Or do you feel like I need a place to stay for the weekend? Because that's what it comes off as.
My mind was just drawing you out because I just want the ball ass job.
No, but like legitimately, if that was the case, if your girl was like, you need to step it up.
First of all, no, I'm
You
playing.
need to get a better job. You need to make more money because this is the engagement ring that I want.
I'm out here getting money.
Now, does she care about you getting a good job for your future? Does she care about her engagement ring? Genuinely.
Both?
Genuinely.
Well, you pose it like that, no. She cares about the ring.
Right. So when you say, I want you to get yours, but I want some help, you don't really care about them getting theirs. You just want to make sure that you get help at the end of it. Because you feel like your stuff and your issues and your hardships, which are very valid, you feel like are just a hint harder than theirs. Because at the end of it, you want to make sure you get into. You want to make sure that you're in the back of their minds.
That last part I'll agree with. I want to be in your mind. I just gonna let me down on that. Fuck y'all, man. But just gonna let me
Listen,
down on that.
My
fun to watch
stance
you
on
die.
this is that no hardship is harder than anybody's. It's not. And you're not living a life in which you are part of the LGBTQ community, which, you know what? They're looking at you and they're going, good for you that you don't have to deal with the shit we deal with.
Yeah, it's the whole, like...
Good for you that you're not fucking kicked out of your family. Good for you that you can wear whatever the fuck you want to work. Good for you that you can go to the doctor and get meds that don't make you fucking depressed and suicidal. Good for you. And you're looking at them going, good for you got fucking bathrooms. Good for you that you're accepted. Good for you that you have fucking days and rallies and marches. Good for you. At least you're not being beaten up by the cops. No one is better than the other. No one is harder than the other. It all fucking sucks.
To quote the mid-90s movies, no one would trade their shit for anyone else's shit.
Right. You wouldn't. And so when they're fighting their fight, I'd rather just take your fucking fight. Do you. Handle your shit and enjoy that, because you know what it's like to have a fucking hard life. You know. So if somebody has a chance to get ahead, just fucking uplift them, because it's not about you right now. You know what I mean? So good for them that they're fucking fighting. Good for them that they're getting marches. And good for us that we're fighting too. But it's going to look different and everybody's going to feel differently about it. And at the end of the day, you would not, if offered the opportunity right now, be in anybody in the LGBTQ community's shoes at all.
I would, honestly.
Would you really?
I really would.
Who would you trade places with? Specific person or just in general?
No, just in general.
You would take their problems?
Yeah, because I feel like, and again, this will always just go back to what she said about everyone's hardships are different or whatever. Our fight is been happening for so long that personally, I don't feel like we'll ever accomplish what they're gonna accomplish. And that's, I guess that will be, to keep it a stack, that's like the whole root of my issue. Because I feel like they're gonna get to a place that we'll never reach.
So you think the black community will always, or the minority community, will always be below the LGBT community, right, as far as like rights and
always,
or as far as rights, or as far as everything else?
I just feel like everything else.
So you think
that's my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with like, oh, because you see these things. That's just my personal opinion.
See, it's conspiracy theories.
But that's why I feel like you can only speak on your problems. Like, you don't know what they might say that about the black community. They might look at our strides and be like, they're fucking doing their shit. I want a part of that. I want more. And that's the thing. To me, it's like, I genuinely don't think you'd take those shoes. I genuinely, honestly, if somebody came in right now, I don't think you'd say yes. And the same way you're going to speak on your experiences and what you feel like you've been fighting for so long, I'm with you because I'm a person of color. But I also know the other side. And I have friends who were gay and then wanted to transition and were part of that. And I've literally seen friends of mine taking these medications and hitting a point of, I'm about to kill myself right now because I can't fucking take this depression. I can't take how I'm fucking treated. Have you, and if this is too personal, you don't have to answer it, but have you ever at any point gotten to that where you're like, I'm just going to end it because being black is not worth it?
Oh, for me personally, no. But there's people in my family that have like been riddled with self-hatred.
Of course. Because
of stuff like this. So this is why when you say like, oh, you wouldn't like trade places or trade shoes, I think about it just a little bit differently because I'm like, because if the whole point is to get to an end goal of what you want or equality, I feel like just point blank, we gave them the blueprint and they've just taken and ran with it.
But why is that upsetting if it means that another marginalized group is just going to get something that they deserve?
It's not upsetting that they're getting what they deserve. I told you my issue will always be, I feel like we'll never be together. They've surpassed us to a point where it's like, we gave you guys the blueprint because we're also like, yeah, go get yours. But then it'll never be looked at as equal from society. And we can argue this all day, but it's not.
I just don't get what you feel like they've surpassed.
Is it just the like the mainstream media being like, you could still say you still make fun of black people. You still say the N word, and it kind of just nothing really happens unless people start getting upset. Like if no one gets upset, then they could just keep doing it. But if you mention anything with the LGBTQ thing, even if no one's upset, they get like fired, like that or something.
It's not even for me. It's not even mainstream media, but that obviously does happen. To me, it's just society in general right now. I feel like it is, again, personal opinion. It is way more. How can I phrase this? It's way more. What's the word I'm looking for? Damn it.
You think it's easier to be a part of the LGBTQ community than it is to be a part of the black community?
I think 100%. I'm not gonna lie on that. 100%. So, but I'm not. That's not the word I'm looking for though. It's way more
accepted, or
it's way more productive.
Do you think it's because they being gay, it bonds the community more,
right,
than it is being black,
right? But it's like, again, we keep saying black because
just really in the forefront. So
right, but that's what I'm saying, because the civil rights thing was started with black people, but then it transferred to everyone else who is a minority. So, but my whole point is it's way more productive because I feel like their issues get highlighted instantly and just ours doesn't. I feel like ours now.
But do you think? Let's take it back to the 50s when or the 60s when the civil rights was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think all the I'm gonna just go ahead and say just generally homosexual from now on?
Whoa.
Yeah. Do you think them back then they were like, oh, they were saying the same thing maybe you were saying, like, oh man, why do their problems get highlighted and like, oh, us, like, we still have to hide and like we can't be open about it? Do you think there was like,
honestly, I can't speak on that because I have no idea.
Just depend, like, just mental exercise, like, mental thought. Like, if someone was like, you have to answer this, do you think it's the same? Because that's what it sounds like to me. It's just like, oh, like their problems are getting highlighted today, but back then their problems were like civil rights movement, that was getting highlighted. Nothing about LGBTQ. But today, the hot thing, the new thing, is them, and their problems get highlighted. Black problems get washed away because it just happens so much, and it's just like the old thing. And
I don't even like the phrase "the hot thing" though, because people think that we're the hot thing, which is, being black and oppressed is trendy. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's looked at on the same scale, but for some reason, it feels like they're.
Bam. It feels like. It feels like.
Okay, so I'll take it. It feels like their issues get accepted way more than ours. So not even the feels. I'll take feels out of it.
Proof of that. There's no solid proof. Like, there's literally, aside from your social media account, no solid proof that that's true.
But I'm saying that there's no solid proof on anything that we're talking about. I'm saying this is my opinion. I've been saying that.
And I hear you. I'm not saying that you're not saying that. But you feel something about something that's personal to you. You feel like black issues aren't highlighted as much as LGBTQ issues. And there are people in the LGBTQ community who literally feel that their issues aren't highlighted as much as black people's issues. So it's and look, the same way you don't agree with that, they can hear that and be like, that's not even fucking true. Because there's like over hundreds of black trans women that are killed monthly.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh shit.
I have no fucking
right. And that's the thing, is that you're not looking at those issues. So you don't know those issues the way you know black issues. But, and while it's an opinion, I get it. You can speak on you, and I get it 100%. But you have to be aware that you're kind of, whether you mean to or not, saying that it's upsetting that they're kind of getting ahead or that their issues are highlighted when you only know one half of it.